My terrible husband was living with my best friend in Europe. She went crazy when I informed them that I was pregnant because I had no right to have her man's baby. Plus all updates. I am married to Brad. We currently have a long-distance relationship because he got a better work opportunity there and I couldn't move because I can't take my uni campus with me. I wasn't that thrilled about him moving a 5-hour drive away to a new country. But it being Europe, we figured that trains and buses would help ease the temporary experience. Plus he was overjoyed about it and I could never taint his happiness. Lately, something really bad happened to my life. My mom died and my father had a heart attack. Hours and days and weeks seem to blend into each other in this thick heavy mess and I can't bring myself to get out of bed some days or put on trousers. He knows of the situation but can't do much being so far. So I asked him to come over. Here's where we get to the problem. His brother Chad moved to Brad's country to study. Brad said he couldn't come over because he had to show his brother the country and school and help him move. He is planning to be his guide over the city for 2 weeks. I pleaded with him that I needed him but he told me he is scared his parents will get mad at him if he doesn't take care of his brother like they want him to. I was heartbroken. I was venting to a friend, Denise, asking her if it is normal that I am so sad he won't come to support me in these dark times and she snapped at me. Told me I should be grateful I have a caring husband and to stop being jealous of a teen. Denise then ranted that I was being ridiculous and an a-hole demanding he leaves his baby brother behind to come to coddle me like a child. She told me I needed to hear the truth of my actions from someone else. I felt like the worst human and the worst wife on the planet. I chalked it up and tried to understand him. Luckily, he went to visit me after some time to take some clothes. We had passionate intimacy and overall had fun. He was in the shower when his phone rang and my best friend's name popped up. I know they are quite close so I wonder what she was messaging him about. And that's where I found the truth. My wonderful, soon-to-be ex-husband lied to me for months while living with my ex-best friend. I confronted him. He said he was housing her until she got back on her feet because her husband just left her. When I pointed out she earns $9,000 a month and it shouldn't be hard to get even a motel with it, he started crying, bawling, telling me she meant nothing and I was his world as I was throwing everything into a suitcase. He even grabbed me by the hand and forced me into a hug as I was leaving. I've been home for about a week and I am receiving daily presents and letters throughout the mail about how I'm the love of his life and can't betray our wedding vows like that. 2 months after our last intimacy, I felt sick and went to the doctor. I know there's a high possibility as I still haven't had my period but I need to be sure. Indeed, I was pregnant. But here is where it gets good. Denise is infertile. Her husband left her recently because of that, and I was her shoulder to cry on. I called my husband to tell him about the baby, and the high risk of miscarriage. She was next to him. She went ate poop, screamed and cried I had no right to have her man's baby, that I was stealing her life and being a bee. Oh really? Her relatives are now blowing up my phone calling me a horrible spiteful bee. Once he heard of the pregnancy he got a hotel room not far from my home and sent more and more letters about how we could be the perfect family and nothing happened. I'm putting his gifts in boxes to wrap them and donate them to those in need this Christmas. I haven't opened any. Update. 3 days after I informed my husband, I lost my baby. I take heart meds for a condition I got from my dad, one of those being blood thinners. When I miscarried, it was flowing and I honestly thought I would be dying. I was on my knees in pain and the massive blood loss coupled with the already severe anemia made me very dizzy and confused. I called the fire department and managed to stay lucid until they came. It was traumatizing. My husband came home when he heard of the pregnancy and was staying at the budget hotel on the other side of the road. When he saw the fire trucks pulling to our house, he ran over to ask what was happening to his wife. He followed the ambulance to the hospital and came in pretending he was my dear old husband being so concerned for me. I didn't need much, just a blood transfusion, iron and other IVs, and some painkillers. They also gave me meds to finish the job and recommended rest. No English words to describe how gutted I was when I woke up to his concerned face next to me. We fought. I told him I never wanted to see him again and was serving him papers soon. He said I was his wife that he loved more than anything in this world and was deeply concerned for. What love when you were living with your affair partner. He pulled out his phone, broke up with Denise on speakerphone, and asked me if I wanted him to make a Facebook post where he told everyone about his infidelity. I told him he could go F himself for all I cared. Every time I wake up, there he is, tidying up my room, changing the flowers in the vase, peeling my fruit, or bringing me even more boxes of my favorite chocolates. He is constantly here, catering to my every need. The nurses did ask me if I wanted him removed after we argued, but I said no. I don't know why. I feel like somewhere in there is still the kind of man I married. Maybe, maybe not. As I write this, he is sleeping on a wooden chair, arms crossed. As for Denise, she sent me some colorful messages. She heard about my miscarriage from my husband and didn't miss a beat in insulting me even more, saying that's all I deserve for stealing her man away from her. She said that I was a racist slut who hated her and her family all along and she was glad I would never be a mother. I took the mental health initiative to block her and her whole circus. See you in therapy guys. Homewrecker out.